Hello, fiber fans, friends, and followers. My name is Beth, and I am here to talk to you about all of the yarny fun that I have gotten into these last couple of weeks since I last uploaded an episode. I have my Shark Week to talk about, as well as a couple of works in progress and what I'm wearing, as well as I drew a name for the Queen Sandy bag giveaway. So the winner of that will be announced in this episode. Before I get started, I want to remind everyone that the July 26th, I think it starts, through the 28th is the PJ Knits Makers Meetup. And if you want more information on that, I recommend you go to the Ravelry discussion group on Penny's page. I do have that linked below. So I will be there. I'm very excited about it. This will be my third year going, and it's a lot of fun. There is no, well, now that Penny is running it, I don't know if there's going to be any sort of different agenda. But it generally is just hanging out with other makers and sitting and talking about yarn and fun things that we do with yarn, as well as making things. Some people spin, some people stitch. I've seen English paper piecing. Not to mention, there are a couple of local yarn shops nearby. There's Elgin Knitworks as well as Woolen Company, and people tend to go back and forth between different stores and coming back and knitting, and going out to eat at restaurants or having food delivered right there to the hotel for them. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of people getting together and having fun and doing what we love. So with that out of the way, let's get into, let's start with what I'm wearing. I haven't worn this for a while on my podcast. I believe I finished it in September of last year. This is the Lionshead top by Irina Anikeeva, and this was one of those where I had difficulty getting gauge, but I like it. I don't love it. What I would say about it is, when I finished knitting it, I felt like how you feel when you finish reading a good book. You've gotten to be friends with that pattern, with that book, and it feels like, oh, I don't have that to do anymore. I have a feeling that I'm going to feel like that about my Solomon poncho when I finish. I showed that either on the last episode or the one before that. I think on both of those. And I had made a whole bunch of progress in between times. So anyway, it was made with Mode Knit yarn, and it is in the ModeSock Plus base, which I believe is a discontinued base, but it is superwash merino and silk, I believe. I don't remember. But it feels nice. It is a little warm. You wouldn't want to wear this on the hottest day of the year, but it's good for that middle weather. I did do a twirl in it. By now, I've probably already shown that, because when I'm recording, I don't always know when it best fits. But I edit it in whenever it seems like it's a good time to edit it in. So, I did show some of the details in the video. One of my favorite details is this shoulder. It gives a nice crisp line on the shoulder, and I do like the texture all over the body. But really the fit that I had issues with was because I wasn't getting gauge, so I just kind of winged it with what I was able to do with my gauge and ended up with a size a little bit larger than I wanted. But that's the Lionshead top. I have no finished objects this week, unfortunately, because I was supposed to finish something last week. It was Shark Week. I didn't finish it. The shark got me. I was down to the wire, you guys. I was crocheting a pattern. I'll put it up here. I'll put it both places because there was inspiration from both patterns. So I made a cardigan out of a crochet pattern that was intended as a shrug. The initial pattern that inspired me was Capullo, and then I found a pattern that was crochet and had sleeves in it made from a square that was by Drops Design. So let me grab it out and then I'll get into the details. My sock project just fell on the floor if you heard that. I'm probably pulling things out right now as I pull this out of the project bag because the hook is no longer in it. But this is, I think what I like most about this is the square. The designer of Capullo is the Crocheting Carr, and I love the texture of how this square is. These back post double crochets in the lighter colorway. This is this texture is just really nice. I have not blocked this yet, so it's still a little, I don't know what you'd call it. It's still unblocked. This colorway is from Chicklady Fiber Arts. It is her specifically made for Shark Week colorway called Every Girl's Crazy About a Shark Dressed Man. And then this one, the bluer one, is from Holly of Mystery Mouse Designs, Mystery Mouse Yarns. It'll be linked below. This colorway is called Sunken Treasure, and that was also her specific to Shark Week colorway. I don't know if either one of them are still selling these colorways. I think it was, you know, a pre-order thing and they sold what they had and that was it. So I got to 10:55 my time, which was 11:55 Eastern. The thing ended at midnight and I was in the middle of this cuff. And this cuff is not done yet. So I thought, there's no way, there's no possible way in the next 5 minutes I'm getting this done. So I kind of waved the white flag at that point. I really, you know, that's how close I came. But I had always envisioned putting more of a collar button band type thing on this. So I feel like I was kind of kidding myself that I was actually that close to done because I did not do anything. In fact, let me put it on and show you what it looks like. Okay. I can't see it on camera, but there is somewhere that I have like a Like I tried to give it some shaping to make it more of a V-neck. And I feel like that's lower than I want it. But where is it? I think it is right here. There wasn't a whole lot of shaping, but now that I look at it, I can't say I totally hate that. But if I were to add a button band, I feel like that would come down even lower. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm not a designer. I don't know what I'm doing. So anyhow, I also was not thrilled with having this as the only extra stripe of blue in there. I thought it would be a cute feature, but really it's because I ran out of the shark dressed man color. So my plan, I'm going to take this off and sit down because I'm too warm. My plan now is to take out the arms, and I may rip back some of the square in order to recreate the V-neck shaping. I don't know. That still remains to be seen. And by the way, in case you're not familiar with that knit along, this disqualifies me from prizes, because the idea was if the shark gets you, you need to frog the whole thing. And I knew when I made the decision not to frog it, I knew that meant I'm disqualified for prizes. I don't do knit alongs for prizes. I enjoy a good prize. I think it's nice to get prizes. I would have loved to have gotten the prizes that they had, but that's not why I do knit alongs. For me, it was the thrill of the get this project done in a week. And to do a cardigan in a week, I think that's pretty good. Now, I will say I was my own worst enemy with this, because on Thursday and Friday of Shark Week, I was dragging my feet. I had gotten to the sleeves, which, let me show you. So what I did is I measured a cardigan that I have that has sleeves that I like. So I measured the depth from the shoulder to the bottom of the sleeve opening, laid it flat, measured it, and then decided, okay, that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to do that length on this. And for some sort of logistical reason, it made sense to go a little bit longer than that. And it may have just been me being concerned that what if in crochet it doesn't work out as well for it to be that small. So I figured larger would be better than too small. So anyway, here it is. This, the Shark Dressed Man colorway, the Chicken Lady, is thicker than the Sunken Treasure Mystery Mouse. So I don't know if that is what made it feel as bulky as it does in the armpit, or if it's because it was too big. But that's part of why I want to redo that part. Also, with this extra stripe of Sunken Treasure in the sleeve, I think what I want to do is go back and put that at the top. Not only will that add less bulk to this section, but it will also make it look more cohesive, I think. That's my preliminary thinking about this. But on Thursday, I was looking at the sleeve and thinking, this is going to be really bulky in the armpit. I don't think I'm going to like it like this. So I tried to do, actually on Thursday, I just kind of put it down. I've been talking about my health issues and how I have like brain fog on some days and it clears up on others. It's hard to figure out when and how it's going to happen. So anyhow, Thursday and Friday, I was just a bump on a log. I just did not feel like doing anything. I had gone like crazy from, I think it started on Sunday with Shark Week, and had just crocheted my little heart out. And by Thursday, I was like, okay, I've got a good portion of this done. I was already onto the sleeves, and I thought, okay, I'm onto the sleeves. I really don't have a whole lot to worry about, but I still hadn't completed all of the big rounds that came to the front. So I knew I still had that left to go, but I wanted to get started on the sleeves because I knew I was going to need to make some decisions about how that works, and that I might have to frog back on that part in order to make things work better for me. So anyway, yeah, I dragged my feet on Thursday, and then on Friday, I started doing, like, I thought maybe if I did some short rows, I would get a better fit to the sleeve. And then I could just go on doing, like, it would bring the sleeve out over my shoulder, and then to go round and round on the arm would be better. When I tried that, what happened is I got this big poof on my shoulder. I'll put a picture up here so you can see. It was like, okay, that's not what I wanted. But, you know, this is what knitwear designers go through, and crochet wear designers. Like, I've never done this before. This is new to me. I'm trying new things, and that's what happened. So I knew all along this was going to be a learning process. And I also knew it was very likely a time crunch. So what I did then is once I had that big poof, I decided, okay, I'd rather have bulk in the armpit than poof on the sleeve. So I just undid all of that and redid the sleeves as I had them originally. And I thought, and so I think if anybody follows me on Instagram, I mentioned overthinking the sleeves, and that's what I'm talking about, is that, like, I thought I could do something better. I thought I could figure out how to do the short rows so that it would look decent, and it just didn't work out. And maybe it was, you can't do that in granny clusters. Maybe I had too many granny clusters. I don't know. If I had more time to think about it, if I wasn't in that time crunch, I probably could have figured out a better way to do it. And I may even be able to, now that I'm not in this time crunch, I may even be able to figure out a better way to do those sleeves that works better for me. So we'll see. I am going to undo the sleeves and go back to trying again. And I'm definitely going to add a button band without buttons. So I think it's going to end up being more like a shawl collar in back. We'll see how that turns out. I'm only saying that because that's how the green Envy looked. So I don't know if mine will turn out looking the same way. I'm sure I did very different things from how they did it, because I really did not read through that pattern at all. Other than the sleeves, how they got the sleeves. So I think that's it for my Shark Week thing. Comment below if you have any advice on how to proceed with these sleeves. If you know of a pattern that has a good, that has good sleeves that I can use a crochet pattern, or if you've done crochet sleeves yourself before on something and you have a way that you feel like it should be done, I'm curious to know, like, what's a better way to proceed? And I think this would be a good time to give you my Queen Sandy bag results. So it is this bag that will be given away, and the winner that I drew this morning, Sharon S.K. Hoyt. I think she has some numbers after her name, but you know who you are, Sharon. So Sharon, please reach out to me. I know this is the bag you wanted, so it actually turned out very well for you. I'm so happy that I can give you the bag that you wanted. So you know, it's funny. It's one of those where I have Austin's hat. I drew it out of Austin's hat, and I forgot that I usually film that, and I'm bouncing the hat up and down, and the thing, like, it was folded like this, and it bounced out onto the brim, and it was like right over here, and I kind of caught it with my shoulder, and I pushed it back in, and then I went, oh wait, that should be the winner. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see the drawing, but congratulations, Sharon. You know how to contact me. I'll put my information up just in case, but I know Instagram is easy enough. I see you on there all the time. So, all right. On to my other works in progress. So, I think I've shown this cute little bag. I think I showed that on the last episode. It arrived, no, this I got before 4th of July. It was the mustache yarn that arrived after 4th of July. But I just started knitting this up. All I've got, it's vanilla socks. All I've got is a cuff and a couple of stripes. And I just love how it's knitting up. I just think that looks so cute. I cannot wait to have these socks. Hopefully I'll be wearing them on Labor Day. Oh, my glasses and my car keys are in here. It's a good thing that I noticed that now. I'm gonna have to make sure that I bring this with me. What happened is, okay, I've told you I had hip replacement surgery. So I went to physical therapy the other day, and they said, you should really go out and walk more. And it has been so hot and just insanely humid here. And I'm like, I don't want to walk. But that day, it happened to be like in the 70s. So I was like, well, it's still crazy humid, but mid 70s, I can handle that kind of a walk. So I went to the forest preserve, and I didn't want to take my purse with me, but I knew that I was going to stop and sit and knit. So I knew I was going to bring this bag. So I put my car keys in it and my glasses so that I could see what I was doing for knitting. And yeah, they've been there ever since. So good thing I found that. So those are just vanilla socks. I did 15 rounds of 2x2 knitting and then started stockinette for the leg. So that was simple enough. Now, the last work in progress that I am going to talk about is, sorry for the noise, things are moving on my table. So it's July. I'm doing a little bit of Christmas in July because I want this sweater to be able to wear by this Christmas. So I want to say, yeah, this is beginning of round. So I don't know how well the color work shows up on here. Can you see that? Yeah, those look like little trees, don't they? This pattern is Hinterland by Jennifer Steingass, and I am doing it in, I've got my screen up, I'm gonna have to look at that. Long Dog Yarn Bounce Sock in the Poinsettia colorway. That's this reddish one. And then Holly Press Fibers Sheepish Sock in the Tintagel colorway. And that's this lovely green. So I started this a long time ago and have not really gotten back into it for a long time. So I feel like this should be something that is ready to go when I'm ready to go on my Christmas knitting for myself. So I started it at Knit Night. On Tuesday this week, I was out with the ladies at Knit Night, and I started looking at this and I was like, okay, I know, fortunately I had marked off the rounds on the chart. I had marked off which rounds I had done, and I looked at the sweater and I was like, yeah, that looks like it matches up. That's pretty good. So then as I started going, the round before was wrong. And I was like, okay, how much of this do I need to go back over? I was trying to fix it as I went and undoing the stitches and then redoing them, you know, dropping down to undo the wrong color work and then going back up to, you know, put on the new. It was too much thinking for Knit Night. So I decided I'm going to keep working on my red, white, and blue socks that didn't make it to Independence Day, and we'll just work on something that I don't have to think about so much. So that's all I've been working on lately. And the only new to me thing I have is stitch stoppers. I'm gonna put a picture in somewhere to show you my stitch stoppers. It is it's the ASL ILY, which I thought was super cute. I bought them from Instagram, from Pro-Life Knitter, and when I saw these stitch stoppers, I was like, I have to get these. I have to. That's like the one pair that I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I need these. So I picked them up, and I think they're just so cute. I got to use them now. I got to put them on something. Maybe I should put them on my my Hinterland. I think that would be a good place for them. So, in case you guys don't know, ASL, American Sign Language, ILY. So ILY. So you do this all together and you kind of shake. That means I love you. I'm hoping next episode will be coming next week, because next weekend, not this coming weekend when this video is coming out, but the weekend after that is the meetup. So my plan is hopefully record on Wednesday so I can upload by Thursday. And I am planning to go to the hotel and check in on Thursday, because I'm staying Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights. So I hope to see some of you there. I can't wait. I'm excited. I love to have a full weekend of knitting with a bunch of friends. especially the people I haven't seen in a long time. Until then, please remember to like, subscribe, survive, and thrive. And I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.